Hi everyone, in today's video I'm going to be discussing what are, in my opinion, the 5 best combat challenge maps in the Batman Arkham series. So, to start off at number 5, I have Intensive Training from Arkham Origins. This one to me is, it might not be the funnest in Origins, but it's the one I remember the most. It's also the one that I kind of have the most experience with. The Arkham Origins, unfortunately, because it's not on as many consoles and different platforms as the other games, it is the game I've played the least, which is why I can't put this one any higher, and that's why I don't have any other challenge maps from Arkham Origins on this list, is because I haven't had the chance to play all of them. But I didn't want to completely ignore Origins because I do think it has quite a lot of good challenge maps in terms of combat and stealth. But again, I have to put it in this last spot. But the reason it made this list is because I like it a lot, because it's one of those ones where in this game the Batcave is, we see it quite a bit, whereas in the other games it's just not existent really. We don't really see the Batcave, so getting to actually see it in the game and then actually getting to fight there as like a cool little simulation and stuff, I find that really cool, especially because in this game you can, do that. Like you can have like a practice little simulation fight, you can change your outfits, view your missions, stuff like that. I just think it's a really cool design for the Batcave, and I think it works really well in this fight just as like a background, which is why I enjoy this combat map the most out of the ones I have played from Arkham Origins. Now, coming in at the next spot, I have Survival of the Fittest from Arkham City. This one is my second favorite from Arkham City. Now, this one, you'll notice through this video, I don't really have that many reasons for why I put them on this list. I just feel like they are the funnest. And that's definitely what I would say for this one. This one has the traditional, throw maybe 3 or 4 thugs in at the first round, and then as you progress through, you might go from 4 to 8 to, 16 to like 35 people that you have to take down. In the extreme version, I'm pretty sure it throws in like a Titan from Asylum in as well. You can consider that as one of my favorites. I'm just talking specifically about just the default version, not the extreme one. And yeah, it's just a classic Arkham combat. It's really fun because if you have all your gadgets and stuff unlocked, you can, practice getting massive combos of like 40 hits or even way more than that. And it's really fun because the combat, of course, was not revamped, but definitely it was an upgrade in terms of what we saw from Asylum. So it's really nice to see like players going to test their skills in this way, because I felt like in Asylum there weren't many challenge maps that actually gave us a ton of enemies and just let us practice free flow. And even in ones that did, like the bonus content, there was always those like lunatics that would jump on you and ruin your combo, which was always really annoying to me. So getting like just a long like a mode where you can basically have like unlimited resources, you can because you can unlock a bunch of stuff during the game, you're able to just use them with like every sort of, depending on your upgrades, you can use one of your cool takedowns and like gadgets every couple hits, which is why it's really fun and really satisfying when you get like a massive hit combo in Arkham City. And I think it's best tested in probably this challenge map in that game. Now, next, I wanted to talk about Intensive Treatment from Arkham Asylum. Now, I haven't actually checked. I don't think that's the correct name for it. Now, for those who don't know, I do actually play Arkham Asylum right now, like on the channel in videos, and I live stream it. So in this video, you'll probably see for most of the background footage, it isn't mine. I'll probably credit someone else and put their footage there, because the only game I have access to at the moment is actually Asylum, because it didn't save my data from PS4 over to PS5, so I did have to rebuy the game. But in saying all that, this is one of the ones I have unlocked, and this is one that I've always really liked, simply for the nostalgia. This is the first combat encounter we have in the whole series, and it's just a very iconic location in my opinion, and that's why in one of my next videos when I talk about the best stealth missions. One from Asylum, which you can probably guess if you're a fan of the game, will be appearing there because of nostalgia and how well made it was for the time. And obviously I'm not going to talk about how amazing the combat is in Arkham Asylum for their first try, but obviously we all know that. And yeah, it would be improved later on, like I sort of mentioned before in Arkham City, but I feel like this was a really good first attempt and a really good first challenge map for the game, because it introduces us to the mechanics, and this one's just very simplistic. Again, the extreme version adds more characters. I'm pretty sure like when you played it as Joker, you fight like Commissioner Gordon. If you just play as Batman, I'm pretty sure on the final level you play against Zsasz. It doesn't really add anything to it. They're basically just a normal enemy that takes more hits, but still, it's a really nice addition, and I think this one is probably the best challenge map in terms of combat in Arkham Asylum. Now, as I mentioned before, I don't actually know the names of all of these, and you'll see that for the next two. I can't find the names. I tried to look it up on YouTube because I don't have them unlocked, as I said, because it didn't transfer for, like, oh my god, it didn't transfer my data, so I can't actually see the names of these challenge maps. Again, I tried to look it up, but yeah, I just gave up on that. So I will have footage of it, so you'll know what I mean. I might add it in editing, but this is the Azrael Combat Challenge map. Now, I'm pretty sure this was DLC for Arkham Knight, but I really, really like this one, and I'm honestly not too sure why. There are quite a few in Arkham Knight that are actually really good. I think a lot of the ones where you team up with another character, like you play as Batman and you can be like teamed up with Nightwing, or, you know, ones where you have two characters that work together, those are always fun. But for me, this one always felt the funnest, and I have no idea why, but I always built up the BS combos in this mode. Now, in saying that, I actually don't think this mode is all that fun using Azrael. You can use Azrael and it is still fun, but I actually found it funnest using female characters like Batgirl and Harley Quinn, because their movement is really, really quick in this game, and they get around, like, it's a really small location to have a challenge map be like located, but because they're so fast and they just jump around hitting people in like seconds, it's really, really satisfying to just like time your hits. Obviously, like when you're dodging the knife enemies, and you have people with the electrical stuff on them, you have people charging at you, like it's a really like packed in environment, but it's really, really fun to like dodge them, to, you know, counter enemies in the air. It's just really fun. In saying that, you like playing as Batman or Red Hood or literally anyone, this mode is still really, really fun. I just always found it funner when I was using characters that are more fast-paced, because it makes it more intense. And as I said, the location is really like crammed in. It's probably the smallest actual arena size for a combat challenge map we've had, as far as I can remember. So it just makes it a little more intense and a little bit more enjoyable for me. Now, lastly, I wasn't sure what to put at number one, and I will honestly probably have to make a part 2 to this video, because there's probably some I'm forgetting that are really good. But recently I've sort of decided my favorite in the series might be the Joker's Funhouse combat challenge map. Again, that's not the actual name for it, at least I'm pretty sure. So this one from Arkham City is probably my favorite, and just like with the other ones, I don't actually have much of a reasoning for that. However, I will say one of the reasons I can definitely tell you is the actual design of the location. Now, in the story, I mean, it's a pretty big deal, but it's just a very interesting set piece, because the rest of that game, and you could say the rest of the series, even though there's locations that are pretty iconic, pretty fun to explore, they're generally pretty dark and just not very appealing to look at. They're just sort of there to feel creepy, or to, you know, actually make it feel like Gotham is a place where there's a lot of crime going on. This definitely, like, and that is definitely true for most of Arkham City, but this one room to me stands out a lot in Arkham City, because as it suggests, it's the Joker's, you know, little arena, almost like we actually fight him in this location in the game briefly, and that is very funny. But the actual fight, because that's what I'm talking about, is just your normal Arkham sort of combat challenge map. It throws in, I don't remember if it throws in a Titan or the one-armed person with like the hammer, but either way, I actually really enjoyed that. I don't know why some people don't, because I really like him, how you can shoot him with your electrical gun and he like just knocks everyone out. I find that so funny. Anyways, that's basically it for this video, everyone. If you like Batman Arkham, consider leaving a like. If you enjoyed, I'd really appreciate that. And consider subscribing as well if you like Batman Arkham videos, because I make quite a lot of them. Thank you for clicking on this video, and I hope you have a great day, everyone.